So today is August 16th, 2024. I'm Kelly Zakovic, representing the City of Savannah's Municipal Archives, and I'm interviewing Barbara Baker for the Savannah Community Memory Project. We're conducting this interview at the City of Savannah Adams Complex. So thank you for joining us today, and can you go ahead and tell us your full name?
Hi, I'm Barbara Baker.
Okay. And what school are you here to share with us about today?
Pearl Smith.
When were you born?
Oh, a long time ago.
Where were you born?
Savannah, Georgia.
Okay. Where did you grow up? What neighborhood?
Ogeechee.
And where do you live now?
I'm off of Quaco Road now.
Okay. So you're here to share with us about Pearl Smith School. Would you like to just tell us a little bit about your memories of the school?
My basic memory of Pearl Smith School is some of the staff members. I happened to be there one day with my aunt, and she was the secretary of the school. And the thing that touched me a lot during those young years was the way the teachers interacted with each other. They were so cheerful, just very pleasant and loving, and they seemed to work together beautifully, which really inspired me to become a teacher later on in life. Some of the teachers who were present were my Dorothy Pilote, who turned out to be one of my sorority sisters later on, Celestine, what was her last name? Celestine Allen, Margaret Burney, she later became Johnson. Let's see who else. Hazel Scott, who was a big influence in Savannah now. She's an evangelist. So these ladies, and also Margaret Washington. I think Margaret turned out to be the last principal, I'm not sure. And she also turned out to be my sorority sister for Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. So just by seeing how they interacted, and they were so pleasant, and I'm sure that classroom must have been a wonderful environment.
And what was your aunt's name?
Florence Williams.
Okay. And do you know how long she worked at the school?
I don't really remember, but I know that when Pearl Smith closed, she went to Savannah State, and she became the secretary for Prince Jackson.
And about what decade would you say that you visited the school?
Let's see. Oh goodness. I guess it was, about in the 50s, I'm thinking.
Okay. And so I think you said you thought maybe it was like a bring your child to work day kind of thing?
Must have been.
How many times did you visit?
There was just that one occasion.
That made such a good day. Okay. And we talked a little bit about it, but can you tell us what you remember about what the school looked like?
Well, the only thing I can picture now is the front of the building, which was kind of grayish, if I can remember. And that's about all I can remember right now.
So would you like to tell us any more about any of the individuals, Dorothy Pilote or Hazel Scott, or?
Well, I'll tell you a little bit about my aunt. She was a very Christian-like woman. She was very kind and compassionate and very understanding and very smart. And well, Hazel Scott and Dorothy Pilote was very outstanding in the public, as well as Margaret Washington. So they were powerful women.
Are they still with us?
Dorothy Pilote is deceased. Margaret Washington is still alive. Hazel Scott is still alive. Margaret Burney Johnson is deceased as well as Celestine Allen. She's deceased as well.
And so you said that your time at the school inspired your career. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, I was very fortunate to follow my aunt and go into Savannah State College, and graduated from Savannah State, went to New York for a while, and I was, before going to New York University, I lived in Alexandria, Virginia for a while, which at the airport, which was called Washington National Airport, but now it's Reagan Airport. And there I met Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. during the day of the March on Washington. He came off of the plane, and he stood in the door before coming into the coffee shop, because I was a waitress at that time. And there was a glow around Dr. King. He had on this white shirt, and he had black pants because he had on a black suit. So I was fortunate he sat at my counter, and I was able to serve him split pea soup and coffee. And at that time I said, "Oh, split pea soup." And he said, "Have you tried it?" I said, "No, not yet, but it looks so yucky." But since then I've tried it, and it is good. So
that's what fueled Dr. King for the March on Washington?
Yes. So I had a lot of wonderful experiences, but that's one that would be good.
Yeah. Did you teach here in Chatham County?
I taught in New York as well as Chatham County and Claxton Elementary.
Okay. What schools did you teach here in Chatham County?
Garden City Elementary, and then transferred, retired from Garden City, and spent 1 year at Spencer Elementary. Yes.
Would you like to share about teaching at those schools at all?
Wonderful experiences. Had an opportunity to, every year during Black History Month, to have a reading program where all of the classes will be covered with somebody to read to the children. And started off, we had every class covered. And we had representatives from the police department, my doctor, lawyers, TV anchors. A lot of people would come because we had to cover all of the classes. So that was a good experience. And we also had a little radio program for the children, and they would go and give give facts about Black history. And the classrooms would participate, and the classroom that had the most correct answers would win a prize. So those were some good old days.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you. So is there anything else we should talk about that you'd like to share with us?
No, that's about it. But I'm so grateful that they're doing something to bring the school back, because we need all of those background histories, yes.
Yes, agreed. Okay, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.